Now let me go to Robert Joyce, who's an assistant researcher indeed in the School of Health Sciences at Ars Moyola in NUI Galway. And he joins me on line one today. And Robert, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today on the programme. You're looking for people to assist you when it comes to research into MS, but you know a lot about MS.
I do. Unfortunately, I've had multiple sclerosis for 27 years now, and I started off with relapsing remitting when I was 23, and now I've got secondary progressive multiple sclerosis.
And what was that like 27 years ago to be diagnosed with it?
Well, it was devastating in a way, and compared to today, at that stage there was no treatment. There was nothing at all. The only thing that my neurologist, when I was diagnosed, recommended was that I take evening primrose oil, and he said, that's it, you just have to continue living your life the way you're doing it at the moment. There was nothing he could do.
And do you mind me asking, roughly what age were you then at that point?
I was 23.
A young man with everything ahead of you.
I had graduated from NUIG with a Bachelor of Commerce degree, and I was in London training to be a chartered accountant. And the whole world was open to me. I just thought everything was for me. And I was there for 2 months, and I got my first symptoms. And I came back to Galway for my graduation in October, and went back, did a couple of tests. And by January of the following year, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Again, it's had life-changing. And as you said, Robert, no treatment.
Nothing. And at that stage, my first symptoms were I had numb heels, and then that went, and then my legs were numb, and then I was numb up to my chest, and my walking got very bad fatigue. And London is a place of walking, actually.
Yeah.
You know, you think of it as a city and cars and traffic, but it's a place that you do a lot of walking, going from bus to tube to train. And I found that more and more difficult. So I could only stay in the job that I went over there for 18 months, and I just had to stop. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
And then fast forward then to being an assistant researcher in the School of Health Sciences in Ars Moyola, from accountancy to research. How did that come about?
It's been, in my life, I've worked in a marble quarry. I've distributed coffee over the years. I helped people with their books and accounts. But 5 years ago, I was in a small car accident which woke up my MS. It had been dormant for about 10 years. And that kind of started to change my life. At that stage, I was looking after my mother, who had breast cancer. And all those old symptoms that I had before started to come back, and they just got stronger and stronger. So now my mobility is to the stage where really walking is not possible unless I use this particular assistive device that I have, which is using functional electrical stimulation. But I can't really work anymore. And back in May, June of this year, I saw that the university was looking for somebody to act as a paid advisor to a new research study about MS. And I thought, well, God, at least I could do that. You know, that would be something that I could get out and do.
I'm very qualified for that.
But that's it. Yeah. I knew the disease, and it would give me an opportunity to represent what people with multiple sclerosis need out of research.
Yeah.
And to make the research more effective, I suppose.
I suppose from a research point of view, it's driven personally by you because you understand every nook and cranny of it. You've been on the journey, you've walked it for 27 years. So a young 22-year-old whippersnapper of a researcher going into it wouldn't have the same grow or the love for it that you would have to try and help someone else.
Absolutely. And see, my drive, as you say, is based not just on me, but on a shared experience that I have with many other people who have multiple sclerosis. And the joy for me is if this research, which is about cognition, which is a huge issue for people with MS, more than 50% of people with MS have some cognitive problems. If the work that I do as researcher can make this therapy better, more effective, easier to administer to the patient, that would be a hell of an achievement. And I would love to have that as my way that I can contribute to my community.
When you say cognitive issues, give me an example.
So, as you get older, actually, cognition is a big problem generally. But with people with MS, it happens earlier. So, when I'm talking about cognition, I would mean going to a room and forgetting why you went there, forgetting where you left the keys. Or say you're in a conversation and there are 3 people in the conversation and everybody is talking at the same time. You just can't separate the conversation.
Yeah.
So crowds become very difficult. I know for myself, for example, if I'm watching the television and somebody asks me a question, I have to turn off the sound on the TV to understand what the person is asking me. I can't switch off that other sound that people can naturally do. Things like maybe even word-finding difficulties where you're in a conversation and you just know the word, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't get it out.
Yeah.
So these are all different things, planning issues, knowing what to do today, tomorrow, forgetting to take your pills. These are all cognitive problems.
It's called growing old as well.
It is. It is.
Don't blame MS for everything. But
no, it isn't. And so, as I'm 50 now, so that's
you're only a young fella. Young fella.
Yeah. Well, actually, in today's world, I am young. 50 is young now. But if you're having these cognitive issues and you're 18.
Point taken.
Right. Or if you're 27 and you're just starting out your career at work, it can be extremely difficult. And so how do you manage your life within that workplace? How do you cope with these stresses that everybody else can take really easily, but because of your multiple sclerosis, and some people don't want to tell their work colleagues that they have these issues. No.
Well, it's their own private issues. They should be. I know, well, maybe from a health and safety point of view, they have to, but I mean, to be honest, otherwise. So you're looking for like-minded people, Robert Joyce, to get involved in this study, because you want to build this from the bottom up effectively with like-minded people.
Basically. So what the principal researcher in this, Dr. Sinead Hines, had done some preliminary research in using these techniques to see if they help people with MS. And there were a small group, about 10 people, but it worked and it helped them. So the way research works is you try it on 1, it works, then try it on 10, okay, it works. Now we're looking for 120 people, and we're going to be doing what's called a single blinded clinical trial. Okay, so that's a bit complicated, but essentially what we're trying to do is get 2 groups of people, both with MS, both with cognitive issues, and to one group we will give the treatment, and the other group we won't give any treatment, and they will act as the control group, because we want to make sure that there's not something that happens naturally in the environment that would cause people to get better or have better cognition just because of something that happened. Say, for example, they watched a hypnotist on the television, right? And they somehow had the cure to cognitive problems. So then we will do the treatment on 50%. We'll test them before and after to see if there has been an improvement. And the testing afterwards will happen immediately afterwards, after 6 weeks, after 6 months. Once we have that section of the trial done, the other people that didn't get the treatment will get the treatment then. Okay, so but everybody...
They'll know up front that they're not getting the treatment, though.
Yeah, they will get the treatment.
So they won't be just given a placebo and thinking they're getting treatment, No.
Okay. And all this is being given free, and it's because this research has been funded by the HRB, the Health Research Board. Their resources are allowing us to do this, and we're looking for people in Connemara, in South Connemara, Ballinasloe, Loughrea, Galway, Salthill, Clarenbridge, all around this area, as well as places like Cork and Donegal, which has a very high incidence of multiple sclerosis.
Okay, so where should they go to? I mean, is there a number they can dial, or do they just have to email you COB-MS@nuigov.ie, or is there anywhere they can call on this one?
Yeah, we have a phone number as well. It's 087 44 911 54.
So 087 44 911 54. You need 120. And how much of a commitment will you be looking for?
Pardon?
What type of commitment will you be looking for from a time point of view?
Okay, so the trial itself will consist of 8 sessions over a 9-week period. So those sessions, the first session is going to be with an occupational therapist, and the remaining 7 sessions are going to be done on a group basis. So this is going to be the issue. People will have to come to a place for the group sessions. Now we're hoping maybe we don't know how that's going to work out, but we're trying to get a location that is convenient for everybody in the group.
All right. Well, listen, good luck with it. Come back, Robert Joyce, and let us know you're getting on with it. But the fact that it's been driven by you, diagnosed 27 years ago, yourself and Dr. Sinead Hines, it really is. It's a very good approach, and well done to you, Galway, and well done to you for spotting the ad, for getting involved.
It was pure luck, really, that I spotted it. But it is, I know from my point of view, it is, for my mental health even, it is phenomenal to have this opportunity to be part of a group of people that are trying to find a solution to a problem that a lot of people have. And I think that's amazing.
Well, it could be called the Joyce solution eventually, so it could. Thanks for joining us today on the programme. Robert Joyce joining us there. And Robert and his colleague, Dr. Sinead Hines, and the team in NUI Galway can be contacted on 087 449 1154, and they're looking for volunteers. So if you suffer from MS, you have a family member, sister, brother, mother, father, uncle, aunt, whatever, or yourself indeed, just ring them on that number 087 449 1154.